Hello, thank you for joining me. I did a video on the 12th house and another one on the 8th house, basically because right now, K2, I mean, there's a massive uprising in the world and awakening, spiritual awakening in the world. It's amazing. Everybody that I speak to, they're connecting with people that they probably would have never crossed, never crossed paths, or they're coming across like videos on YouTube, or just going to the supermarket, they're bumping into and having conversations with people who are suddenly, it's almost like God or universe is actually directing us to the right people for this moment in time when there's a massive awareness going on spiritually. And we all know that things are changing in the world in a massive way. But it's almost like that we kind of want to go back to the old, but we don't want to go back to the old because we're realizing on our path as we actually are growing as people, spiritually more awake, more aware, have more knowledge, have more insight, that we're just finding that, okay, old was good, old normal was good, but we want to create a different world for ourselves where spirituality, God, and universe, and actually just being happy with what we have takes precedent over everything else, because we can't be happy if our brother and sister in another country, because we are a human race, and we're all connected in some way. So if they're not happy, we don't feel happy. And so this is like what I think Ketu's message is to us at the moment, because Ketu is right now September 23rd today. It is September, sorry about the noise, September 23rd, 2021. So Rahu Ketu have been in the axis of Taurus and Scorpio for some time, and they're still going to be there till early part of next year. And we have like the equinox happening. We've just had a full moon. And the axis was actually in Pisces and Virgo. So a lot of healing going on, a lot of spiritual awakening going on in the world. It's just amazing, really, it's so amazing. And from Scorpio, where Ketu is inviting us now to shake things about, don't just be led by media, social media, the narrative that's going on. Find your truth. What is your truth? So because it's sitting 12 houses from the natural 9th house of the zodiac, which is Sagittarius, which is our belief system, our religion, our spirituality, our culture and everything, we are going to respect all of that. However, we're going to do some research. So some people using that Ketu in the 8th house to actually digging deep about their culture, maybe, this is some of the things I said in my last video, because sometimes I think we need to also realize that in the world that we're living in, it's so Rahu and it's so Mercury, and it's so about information and quick information. We just seem to have lost that. We want everything really quickly, quick information, quick answers. And if things take longer than normal, we don't want to know. It's almost like, I want it now, give it to me now, give me the information. So it's not always going to be like that. So sometimes we need to go back in time and travel back and see the beauty of what we had previously. So this is some of the things that I think is happening now, because on the one hand, people are becoming more spiritually aware. On the other hand, they think that the culture that they have has been like overlooked, and we need to go back and learn things from our culture, go back to the old text, go back to the old knowledge, and just reconnect with it. We need to reconnect with the beautiful things that we're leaving behind because we're so into quick information. Because if you think the axis of Sagittarius and Gemini, this Ketu is sitting like 12 houses from that now. So we're just so involved in Gemini, give me Mercury, give me this. And it's obviously a space that Rahu feels comfortable with as well, Gemini. So it's all quick, lots and lots, and we get in all this information, which is really are not that much use really long term. It's not things that you can definitely educate your children with going forward. It's not something that you want to necessarily implement in your culture, in your religion, or anything like that. So this is like, now we are rethinking things, how they can actually serve us long term. It's amazing, really. It's really amazing. I think sometimes it's very easy to overlook K2 and the messages that, because we're just so involved with the Rahu, that we're forgetting that. So we need to get that balance between those houses. So both Rahu and Ketu are very, very good dignity at the moment, both exalted, both feeling good about where they are. So now we are actually thinking about our belief system. Some of us who might change, because Ketu is sitting 12 houses from the natural 9th house of the zodiac. So some of us are thinking, maybe I love my religion, I love my culture, but I want to be more inclusive of others. I want to be more tolerant, and I want to be less judgmental, more charitable. And some people are thinking, I want to spend more time in in the temples, in the synagogue, or in the church, or in the mosque, or in the ashrams, or just in my own place, just meditating and actually rethinking because I am realizing that I need something to hold on to during difficult times. And this is exactly what's probably happening to me, because my trikon, I think Ketu is definitely making me really seriously think about these things. So this is a wonderful opportunity to actually educate ourselves now, and actually realize that, we've been living in a world of Rahu. It's like, I want. We've had, and we've had no satisfaction out of it. Absolutely nothing positive. It's all good because we've gained, but those gains don't make you feel good, all those material stuff. So being looking at this spirituality, we want to preserve our world. We want to respect our oceans and all seas and all body of water that surround us, all the greenery, all the beautiful plants and grass and flowers and vegetation that is around us, all the herbs. And also we want to the soil, Mother Earth, and all of those beautiful things. And obviously all of us are we are very connected to our planets, because they represent the chakras within us. Such an awakening going on. It's going to be amazing. And I think the energy that we put out, because we all want to heal our world, and we certainly want to go back to the old normal, but realizing that we had given too much power away and that power was abused. And now we just want to have that very healthy, very basic life, where we go back to the old days, where all is good, and we can actually heal ourselves with beautiful things. This is healthy things, Ayurveda, and I think this is a really nice time now to actually think, because today Moon is actually in Ashwini, so it's actually Intentions Day. And how amazing that I'm doing this video today, because it's all about healing, quick healing, but it's actually represents Ayurveda. So Ayurveda, and I think we all got to sort of connect with our nakshatra of our moon, because that nakshatra tells us about the plant, herb, or tree that is actually will replenish what we need in our body. So you want to speak to somebody who is really, or start reading about your nakshatra and the actual plant or tree or whatever, because they hold such a key to your health. So this is another thing. Do we always want to be healthy through, modern technology, or do we want to go back and actually, because this is that 8th house that we're doing now, is very much in keeping with that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's talk about these sort of things. So fourth house is a natural, fourth house of the zodiac is Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. And we salute her. And it's all about stability, emotions, consciousness, is how optimistic we are, how our mind works, how happy we are, our mum, our sense of security, our family, our home. You can see so much through somebody's fourth house. You can see how their house is, whether they have a small place, big place. Like, for example, Jupiter will be, if Jupiter is connected to that, it might have wooden bits in it. Mars connected with it, you'll have like red bricks in it or something like that. It's amazing what you can find, you know. I mean, Gemini will be really good for things like that. So it's gives you all those intricate things. It's your education, early education, quality of education that you get. It's also about like your heart chakra, your emotional chakra. It's moon also rules hormones and menstruation in ladies, and happiness of the heart chakra is seen through this. How happy you are is seen through your fourth house, where moon is what makes you happy, kind of doing those sort of stuff makes you happy. So if it's in the eighth house, your moon, then it will be that you like research, you like getting deep into things, you know, self-help, things like that will really help you. And so, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to start sharing my let's have a look. Share my, yeah, that's good. So let's get rid of me as well. So this is the natural fourth house of the zodiac, which is Cancer. So anyway, let's see what kind of things are we learning about when we're talking about the fourth house. So obviously it's how happy we are. Fourth house from any house is how that house makes us happy, and in any Varga. So basically speaking, we know that it's like our emotional security is seen through that. Our heartbreaks, end of life is seen there. Retirement is seen there. It's how we get on with our mum, type of vehicles we're going to have. Our travel is seen through that. So all kinds of things, you know, as we can see how optimistic or happy our mum is, how, you know, what our early childhood was like, and you can see whether or not somebody has got a cold heart or a warm heart through that as well. Fifth house is very much also heart chakra, but it's the physical chakra. I know some people say it's different chambers, and you know, I think everything is valid. So you just have to choose what you feel sits right with you. So and obviously there's also the bhavam of all the houses as well. So you know, literally you can just see that fourth house will be gains of your siblings, how you gain from like making artistic things, creative things, or if you get a set of skills, how you gain from it. It's also like how good your memory is, gained from your memories. So it just means that you can actually recall that information quickly, and that can help you in, you know, achieving academic or professional gains, really, in that sense. Fourth house, obviously 7 houses from your 10th house, is like what type of business partners you'll have. It's also 10 houses from your 7th house, which means what career your partner will have. It's 4th house is also death of your father. So, and you know, whenever you get like malefics transiting over your 4th house, you know that there could be like issues with dad health or worse, you know, so kind of thing. Apologies for that again outside. It's your, you know, spiritual awareness, letting go of the past. So it's like, because it's 5th house is from your 12th house. As I said, it's your retirement. in a sense, because you've worked your through, and death as well, because you've worked through your purva punya, if you like, your 5th house. So this is sorry, this is 12 houses from your 5th house. Happiness, privacy, your private side, all of that is seen through your 4th house. Any property, land, real estate, any form of storage is seen through this. This is your storage of your happiness. It's your divine knowledge, your schooling, schools, and also the establishment that you were educated in. It's naturally, obviously, Cancer is overseas, and it's the travel and things like that you do, going overseas maybe as well. It's the furnishings and antiques that you have in your property. And it's also gains from your skill sets too. So, and how your dad recovers after surgery is seen through the 4th house. So all of those things are seen through that. More than anything, obviously, we know that 4th house is our security. So I just want to pop a little twist, I mean, obviously, Bhavat is very good. It can do that from and gives you so many ideas about what this house is all about. It's amazing, really. And you just blend it with other features like planets, aspects, nakshatras, all that kind of stuff, padas of nakshatras, so much going on. So 4th house is the knowledge, because obviously the moksha trikon. So 4th house is literally 9 houses away from your 8th house. So this means that this is now the knowledge you have gained, because 8th house is house of research, house of actually not necessarily believing in all the hype that's going on, but you're going to dig deep, you're going to do your own research, and only when you're satisfied, that becomes your knowledge. So this is 4th house, very important for that, because it's a trikona house. So you've done your research and you've gained this knowledge through that. That's your 4th house. Then that becomes your truth. That makes you happy, makes you feel secure. You've done the groundwork for this. And then there obviously is you then have, because it's 9 houses away, this is also the belief system that you've created. Because I think sometimes each of us can go, say, for example, we go to a temple and we speak to the guru, and we all get information from the guru. How we interpret that knowledge, that information, is very individual to each of us. So this is how your truth is through that knowledge. Is your 4th house. And it could be that you have received the same information as your twin sister, but you've actually learned something different from it. That will be your truth. And it doesn't mean that anything is wrong, anything is right. It's just what sits right with you. And this is I think what Ketu is saying now, that we have experienced quite a lot, but now we come to realize that actually I want to have a life that is more connected to the universe, to the higher knowledge. And because I'm becoming aware that what was a material life was not really what I really wanted. However, I now have the knowledge, and I want to live in a world that's free, and there are no limitations, there are no restrictions, and I'm respected as an individual. And that will make me happy, because obviously 4th house is a very private house. This is where you feel like you can literally shut the world out and just relax in your pajamas. And if you want to be a slob, you'll be a slob. If you want to sit down and eat for the rest of the evening, you can. And if you just want to sit down and meditate, you can. This is your space. So the teachings that you receive doing the research, indicates the culture, what you want to actually then, that you want to give that knowledge to the children, to your children, to your students, And through that knowledge and the respect that you're giving these trine houses, you want to pass that on. So this will actually, all of this goes towards your future Purva Punya. It's amazing. It really is so amazing. So because, you know, when you do this and you kind of realize, reconnect with your culture, and you want your country, your culture, your family culture, your family dynamics, you know, what sort of traditions you have in your family, those become beautiful, and it's just like a new awakening where you're connecting with that. Because I think whilst we're actually trying to achieve this material things, we can sometimes get disconnected from what is our culture, what is the real essence of being human and humanity. And now this is Ketu is telling us that we need to really enjoy a life that is doing our dharma, but doing it with awareness, with you know, not just being told something, but actually investigating what we've been told and seeing how it sits right with our heart. You know, because fourth house is our heart, is how happy we feel. And maybe I don't feel happy about what I'm hearing on the news. That's not right for me. I feel as though maybe there is fear mongering going on, or, you know, whatever. What's true for me? You know, I can only be seeing things through the beauty of the stuff that, you know, I cultivate. And so it's very, very interesting times at the moment. So this is, and you know, we start becoming one with God and one with the universe, and we actually start finding that we can manifest more, because what we are asking for no longer is not things just for us, but we're asking things for our family, our friends, our neighbors, the human beings live across the ocean from us, our global community that we want to be connected with, but we still want to retain our own identity, our own culture, our own religion, our own belief system. It is a beautiful time. So, and those things are going to make us happy, because we are stripping things back and we're enjoying life. So I just wanted to show you this now. It's really odd that, so today, obviously, you know about my video about like manifesting with nakshatras. Moon is currently in Ashwini. Ashwini is literally the healer. This is really would do, I would so, I'll be really grateful if you could write down all your intentions, all your desires. Let God and universe know, you know, share it with them so they can help you achieve what your desires are. And be very specific, write all the little details. Don't feel bad if you end up writing 24 pages. It's absolutely fine. But please have a little space where you actually ask for healing of the world, and ask for you know, connection with the spiritual, for God and universe to guide us, rather than be guided by you know, by technology all the time, you know, being sort of like given information all the time, and different days are getting different information and they don't tally. It doesn't make that much sense. So it's up and down. One day you've got to do this, next day no, we are going to do our own, and we're going to look after ourselves, because there's nothing better than healthy eating, healthy sleep, healthy people around us. That is all we need in order to heal everything. So definitely do your research, you know, because I think it's a really good time. And all of this will just mean that we can actually, from Scorpio, where Ketu is sitting now, all the knowledge and education we get in now is helping to evolve our spiritual growth, knowledge, and that will, 5 houses from that will be Pisces. So Pisces will be like, it's a world, it's a universal closeness to God, to above universe. And then 4th house, which is Cancer. Sorry, forget about the ascendant there. 4th house there, which will be all about like happiness, what our truth is. We know our truth. We've learned. We've actually like have had all this amazing growth through our research, and now we're going to enjoy, and that's going to fulfill our heart chakra anyway, I hope that all makes sense, because I just feel as if we're all on this very spiritual things. I mean, manifesting so much more than it was ever possible. So, okay, write in your intentions to Ashwini. It's there all day, but please have a look at Cosmic Insight and see what times moon is in Ashwini in the area that you live in. And write it down on white piece of paper, blue pen, which both represent the moon, and leave it in the northwest of your property, which is where moon resides, and get your heart's desires fulfilled, and may it all come true and bring you happiness that you deserve. I want to thank you for supporting me and being very generous with your words, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you so much.